I was in the same.
Yeah, this might go for a little while. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, we're supposed to start already?
To play.
Are we supposed to start already?
At least half of you have to sing it.
I got it.
You said at least half. So I'm never singing?
You're supposed to go, right?
Only we got service. We could.
Okie dokie. Hopefully somebody sings that song.
That's exactly why I'm.
You know,
I want to love the place.
Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a group by the toe. If they holler, they'll go first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ready? You have 5 seconds.
No, 1, 2, 3. California, city of comfort.
Check.
All right.
Yeah.
What if we have the same song? California knows how to party.
Ding.
California.
That's the same song.
California
girls were unforgettable. Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top.
Somehow we got your
Bam!
No. Do you know the Eagles?
It's equal. It doesn't.
Yeah, cool.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
Hamasaki now,
Let me see
please.
if I know any other songs that apply to this.
Darian, you're on
Oh, I do. Okay. Point for Sylvia's team. I like how y'all are in an arrangement. You can talk to each other and
Yeah.
plan. That's
Can we
really
not call
helpful.
us Sylvia's team? Can we just call us like?
Sarah's team.
That team.
We-
That
yeah,
team.
It's Hamasaki's team. Thank you.
All right.
Hamasaki.
Second word.
Yeah, we
This one's a lot. There's a lot of songs that have this word. Y'all should like flash it together.
What is this?
Love.
Wait, what's the word?
Is it love?
Wait, we go first.
They're gonna sing "Love" by Keisha Cole.
Okay,
I got this. Okay.
No, let's go first.
We can do Sunday, Monday.
Let me see if I remember it.
I'm singing a different song.
Can y'all do Saturday?
Wait, can we do that one first? Can we do that one
Sure.
Can you do Saturday love? It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Can we do it?
Playing one of them.
Yeah. I think if the song uses the word in any variation, it's good.
I'm telling you,
There's so many Frank Sinatra songs. 30 seconds.
Period.
This group, would
Wait,
you
let's do
like
their song.
to be first or second?
First.
All right, ready, and go.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful.
Ding.
Love never knew what I was missing.
Ding.
Don't sing a love song so tired.
Another one. Ding.
L is for the way you
Good,
look
good, good, good.
Yeah.
at me.
Thank you.
Good job.
Ding.
Good job.
I'm in love with you,
Ding. I'm in love.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
I love hot cocoa too. It's a campfire thing.
Go, say some love, so soft.
Ding.
Do it up and down.
That's a line.
Ding.
I got the next one. Can we do Saturday
All
night?
friendship
I got the next one. I got the next one.
Yeah.
Saturday
That's
night.
the way love goes. That's the way love
Only
goes.
2 people singing.
I got it. I got it.
Try again.
Try that again.
Oh, I got it.
Everyone, half the group has to sing.
No, I got it.
I'm in love with you. You set me free.
Didn't I sing
I
that
can't
already?
do this.
Oh,
Do
ding.
the Barney song. Y'all.
I love you. You love me. Let's get together and kill Barney.
Okay, do something.
Oh,
Let me
it's
make
not
it.
that it fly me
Oh,
to.
oh yeah.
The whole, I don't know the whole part.
Oh, they out.
In other words.
All right. This group is having a clean sweep going here.
Whoa.
I was about to say, who is that grown man?
What did we do all
What's the next
of
word?
2 days ago?
I'm ready.
Okay, or yesterday. Okay. Okay. Next word is very Yosemite appropriate. Rock. Rock.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know any. I'm gonna try to intuit a song,
We will rock you.
but I don't actually think I know any songs. That have rock.
Oh, she's my rock.
Yeah.
Oh, we can do better. Yes, she's my rock. Is it that song?
Yeah.
Like what? Okay. I know that one.
Holy shit.
We're literally asking. Okay, so what's the order again? Okay. She's my rock.
You guys can sit here. No, you can still sit here.
Oh, I gotta see it.
Brianna.
Okay, here we go. Rock. This group, would you like to go?
Yes.
All right.
What?
Ready?
What?
Ready, go.
You are my rock, 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 rock.
That definitely has the word rock. Check.
We will rock you.
Oh, I like that song.
Our turn?
Yeah. Oh.
And I can make your bed rock.
I can make your bed rock.
Check.
I love rock and roll.
Putting on the
Yeah.
dime in the jukebox, baby. Check.
I wanna rock with you all night.
I like all those.
Check.
Someone else do it. Rock, baby, on the treetop.
When the wind blows. Rock. There it is.
You rock my world, you know you did.
You know you did.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yes, it is.
What do
It's
you
4
mean?
of us. It's 4 of us. That was 4 of us.
Count it.
Look.
Wait, this one.
I gave you a.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What does it go?
That's not a song.
Okay, the white boys. Who said that? We had a whole thing yesterday about this.
Bang! Oh my goodness, this team is killing it.
First next time.
Wow. I think we kind of have to give them a break.
because Mr. Smith didn't
All
want
right, friends, have a seat. Have a seat.
Can we just all sing
He
a
wanted
song
Wobo.
together?
Yeah.
Can we sing? Can we do that? We're all a team. I don't like doing.
Let's sing a song all together.
We love
All
each
right.
other.
Have a seat, everyone. Have
Let's all
a seat.
gather around the campfire, sing a campfire song.
Hang on, I used to know this.
Faster than you're wrong, but it will help if you just sing along.
I don't remember how to play it. All right.
Hey, have you ever
Sing every song. Oh.
All right, friends. This is a next level repeat after me song. I want to explain to you what makes it next level. It's next level in that after every single verse. So first we'll do like a repeat after me. So try out this melody. Na 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 na. 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 So that's how every single verse is going to go. And then after that verse, we're going to sing that all back together like this. All together. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
That's the it's the song. Wait, no, it's the song. Na, na,
Different song. Different song.
Is this Sip Insider?
Try this out. Na 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 na. Great. Okay. So instead of nanas and doo-doos, we're gonna do words. All right, you ready for this? This song is a little bit more Yosemite appropriate. It's called "The Other Day I Saw a Bear." The other day, I saw a bear. A great big bear. Away out there. Now we're gonna sing it back together. The other day I saw a bear. A great big bear away out there. I looked at it. It looked at me. I sized up it. It sized up me. I looked at it. It looked at me. I sized up it sized up me. It said to me, you'd better run, cause I can see, you've got no gun, It said to me, you'd better run, cause I can see you've got no gun. And so I ran, away from there. But right behind me was that bear. And so I ran away from there. But right behind me was that bear. Ahead of me, there was a tree. A great big tree. Oh, glory me. Ahead of me, there was a tree. A great big tree. Oh, glory me. The nearest branch was 10 feet up. And so I jumped and trust my luck. The nearest branch was 10 feet up. And so I jumped and trust my luck. And so I jumped into the air. But I missed that branch. Away up there. And so I jumped into the air. But I missed that branch away up there. Now don't you fret. And don't you frown. Cause I caught that branch. On the way back down. Now don't you fret. Now don't you frown. Cause I caught that branch on the way back down. Okay. That was really good. I want to give y'all a special round of applause for this. This is a little audience. No. We're about to take it to the next level. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your refrigerator. Open up the door. You got to check it out. It's been a couple of days since it's been. Grab out the milk.
Oh my God, no.
Unscrew the milk.
No.
Smell the milk. Still good. Take a drink.
Ew, no.
Unscrew it. Put it back. Reach on in. Grab out the pizza box from last Thursday, open it up, take a bite. A little hard, that's cool. Put it back in there. Reach on in the back. Slide aside the bowl of grapes. Slide aside the refrigerated Pop-Tarts. Grab out the broccoli. Open up the drawer. Put the broccoli in the drawer. Close the drawer. Reach way back and grab out the cheese. Cheese on the counter. Close the refrigerator. Open the drawer. Pull out the cheese grater, put the cheese grater on the counter, close the drawer. And listen, I want you to know, you can do this with me, that I thought that was great. That was
That's so cheesy.
Y'all have no idea the depths of class. Great. Okay. So day is turning to night. And I love being around the campfire because I think this is a great chance to get in touch with a little bit of your legacy as a human being. It doesn't matter where you come from, where your parents came from, where your grandparents came from, where your great-great-grand-nephew's sister was from. It doesn't matter. At some point in the lineage of your family, at some point you belong to a group of people who didn't have phones or cars or buses or Yosemite National Parks, although some groups of people did have this place and they did live here. Mine did not. My guess is that none of you are any of you native Awanichi? Didn't think so. But all people descend from people who, just like we're doing right now, sat around campfires, and all they had was time. It was too dark to do things. Maybe if there was a big moon, they might travel. But for the most part, there was safety in numbers around a fire just like this. And this was pretty much the best place you could be. Out there, dangerous animals, peril, exposure to the elements here, warmth, friends, family. And groups all over the world, in their own way, developed different traditions about what to do around the campfire. I like to imagine, when I'm around a campfire, there was just so much time and so many nights that they would often just sit there quietly, looking into the fire. And for my money, I think it's the best channel you can get. We should try to get in touch with that human lineage for just a moment. And imagine with me, if you will, that these are people who were very in tune with the world around them. Because to them it meant life or death, or dinner or not dinner. So I want to take a minute, and all I want you to do is look into the fire. And if we can be silent for just a minute, I want you to focus on how your awareness changes, simply looking into the flames. Anybody feel like they became aware of anything maybe a little different? Or felt any feelings just looking into the fire?
I feel like my hearing's got better.
Yeah.
Literally, I've been scratched. I get scared of waterfall.
Yeah, so. Somebody told me once that it's an aesthetic experience, aesthetic, where, I don't know, for me it always focuses me in this way. Anyhow, here in Yosemite, this place used to not be called Yosemite Valley. It actually used to be called Awani, which meant like a gaping mouth. And the people who lived here called it that because they noticed, much like we do, the land opens up from a pretty narrow canyon into a great, big, massive cathedral of stone right there at El Capitan. And the people of Awani lived here relatively undisturbed for about 6,000 years. Now that's a really long time. If we consider that modern humans have only had agriculture for about 10,000 years, and the United States of America has existed, hardly over 200 years, 6,000 years is a very long time. And the Awanichi are a really, really fascinating group to study for a few reasons. Number one, they lived a lifestyle which is surprisingly modern. They had a great deal of leisure time. Food here was pretty abundant compared to native peoples in other areas. The seasons, relatively mild and adaptable too. And one of the things that I think makes them particularly wonderful is that they have an amazing, rich storytelling tradition. And many native groups do, but the Awanichi are particularly interesting because we can still talk to members of the Awanichi tribe today because they are still a living tribe. and members of their group are active in park management today and share their stories with us. So here today at this campfire, I would like to gift you with a story that was gifted to me that is not my story, but I'm going to tell it maybe in my own way. But it's a story from the Yosemite Miwok, or the Awanichi, and it is the story of how Half Dome, actually, no, I'm going to tell El Capitan because that's how he came to be, how El Capitan came to be. And this story is not told in a modern day world of people. Much of the Awanichi stories take place in this realm where there are no people with clothing and walking around, but there's actually animal people. And those animal people have personalities and they walk around and they talk to themselves. So anyways, once upon a time, it was a spring day in the Valley of Awani. 2 grizzly bear cubs, because there used to be grizzly bears here before they were all killed off, were playing in the meadows. And they were romping and playing and tackling each other and eating grass and rolling around and finding acorns and crunching on them, merry to their heart's content without a care in the world. After they played all day, they decided to take a swim in the river, and they splashed and played and were careful to not go in past knee depth and made their way out, and they sat down after their swim on a rock. And this rock was so amazingly beautiful and warm and inviting that they soon fell asleep. And they slept for so long and so deeply that the rock below them actually began to grow. They slept for so long that that rock that was just a boulder sitting by the side of the river grew and grew and grew and grew until that tiny boulder was a gigantic monolith that stretched up towards the sky. Now Mama Bear was down in the valley, and as this rock grew, she searched for her bear cubs. Only once the rock attained its great height did the bear cubs awaken, and they called down, "Help! Help!" down to the Valley of Awani. Now Mother Bear heard their calls, and she missed her cubs dearly and wanted them back. So Mother Bear tried to climb this great rock, and she went 1 paw, 2 paws, and then fell, bam, and fell to the ground. Because bears, though they are very, very adept climbers, not that good, they can't really climb up rocks like that. So Mother Bear needed help. Now all the animals of Awani missed the bear cubs, so Mother Bear gathered them together. And Mother Bear first went to Mountain Lion and said, "Mountain Lion, you are an amazing leaper. And you need to help me get my bear cubs back." Mountain Lion said, "Mama Grizzly, see what I can do." Mountain Lion came to the wall. 1 bound, 2 bound, 3 bounds up the wall, and then and fell down to the valley floor. Because though mountain lions are excellent jumpers, fantastic climbers, they're not meant to climb great big rocks like this one. Mama Bear next went to Fox, said, "Fox, you are a little smaller, a little nimbler. You can perch on the delicate ledges. Will you go and get my bear cubs?" Fox said, "Sure, I'll see what I can do." 1 ledge, 2 ledge, 3 ledge, 4 ledge, 5 ledge, 6 ledge. And Fox came down because Fox got really scared because this mountain was so big. And Fox is a little timid, so Fox came back down to the ground. And Mama Grizzly went to every single animal throughout the Valley of Awani, and none were able to scale this great rock. Now, right when Mama Grizzly thought that all hope was lost, there was one last animal that volunteered its services. And that animal went by the name of Tutakanula, or as we say in English, inchworm. Teeny tiny, size of your finger little worm. And Tutakanula said, "Hey, I think I could get up there and get your cubs down, Mama Grizzly." And Mama Grizzly said, "Listen, Tutakanula, I appreciate it, but this is a big wall. Grizzly bear, fox, squirrel, none of them were able to do it. Maybe we should just call this one a day." Tutakanula said, "Give me a minute." So Tutakanula, deliberately and 1 step at a time, inched its way up the rock. And it picked its route carefully, and it did not get scared because it was able to grasp the wall firmly, and it inched its way up to the top. And when it arrived at the top, it took the grizzly bear cubs upon its wee back and inched its way all the way down. And in such a way unbelievably so, the grizzly bear cubs were reunited with its mother. Now, in honor of the great deeds of Tutakanula, this new rock in the valley was given the name Tutakanula, and often you will hear people call, if they're in the know, El Capitan by its proper native name of Tutakanula. Now, I like to imagine, year after year, sitting around the campfire and young Awanichi hearing these stories, and I wonder if they thought to themselves, yeah, that's a great story, but I wonder how that rock really got there, or if they were like, yeah, like, that's it. I wonder. So I love stories, and I actually want to play another game. This is a game that I only play with older students. And this game takes one volunteer, and that volunteer, what they're going to have to do is actually leave the group for a little bit. And while that person is gone, I'm going to explain the game, and when they come back, they're going to just have to trust that this game is not going to cause them any embarrassment or harm. Answer.
Leave the group and go where?
Into the darkness.
No, sir,
I
don't go.
actually
No,
picked
sir.
a name out of a hat earlier.
Can we decline?
Wait, what do we doing?
I
You can
volunteered.
you can bring a friend with you. Okay, actually no, you can't bring a friend. You're gonna have to go and plug your ears. Okay. I picked Leon's name out of the hat.
Oh.
So Leon, your name was picked. So, what you have to do is you need to like. Do you have a flashlight?
I have one.
Tell me
you give him a
what
flashlight?
you were gonna be doing for
And Leon, this is integrity. This is going to be a lot more fun for you, especially if you don't hear what we say. So go a little bit that way. Yeah, go a little bit. You could like plug your ears, and we'll send somebody to go get you. Just keep your light on. Yell if you get accosted by a dangerous animal. Okay. All right, cover your ears. We'll come get you.
Cover your ears, man.
Plug your ears with your thumbs.
He's not gonna hear that.
Okay. So this game is this game is
This is literally me.
You were about to get rocked, bro.
I was literally
Oh
saying
man,
Okay.
no Jasmine.
So this game only works first of all if everybody's on the same page. This game is called Fantasy Adventure. The way Fantasy Adventure works is we're gonna invite you. I'm gonna say this name. It's a nice name. You can a story. And your job is the player is to see if you can write a story. We're not gonna do this. So what we're gonna do,
Can you kind of get in the middle?
so what we're going to do, we're going to get the and we need you to pay attention to the question. We're going to think of the last letter of the question. So it's like, does my story have bears? And if the last letter has a consonant, we're going to say yes. And if the last letter of the story is a vowel, we're going to say no. And if it's a Y, we're going to go like, whatever it is. And that's all you're going to do. And I'm going to like ask him some more questions to like go deeper, or like tell him when he's almost solved the game. And this way, he's going to actually write his own story. Cool. So,
we only say
yes, no. Yeah.
You guys answered, bro. I'm not smart, bro. I don't know.
Oh, you done? What's happening?
All right, Leon, welcome back. So, could you hear us?
No.
Okay, good. I hope not, because you are going to be a contestant in an exciting game. This game is called Fantasy Adventure, and what we did while you were gone is real quickly we actually came up with a story that you are the main character in, and it's going to be your job to try and like figure out what the story that we wrote is about. So the way that you're going to do that is you can ask questions to us, and they have to be yes or no questions, and we'll tell you if you're kind of on the right track or not. So you can ask yes or no questions.
Do I start off now?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so it's a story. Okay, am I a good or?
So that everyone can hear us. Everyone can hear you.
So am I a good guy?
You can
or-
only ask yes or no questions.
Okay, am I a good guy?
Kind of. No.
Am I a human?
Yes.
Okay. Is this set in modern times?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is this set in Yosemite?
No.
Is it set in any kind of wilderness?
Yes.
Okay. Am I going to die?
No. Funny you should ask that though.
Okay. Do I live in the forest or?
Yes.
Okay. Am I still a white guy?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Am I going on an adventure of some sorts?
Yes.
Okay. Is this a spiritual journey?
Kind of.
Okay.
So you have to figure out like what kind of adventure you were
Kind
on.
of adventure.
Yeah.
This is hard.
You're doing great. I can't believe you figured out this much already.
Okay. Do I have a family?
Kind of.
Am I part of some sort of tribe?
No.
Okay. So you also have a family. Can I talk to animals?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Do they like me?
No. So you can talk to animals, but they don't like you. What do you think? What do you think happens with the animals?
What happens with the animals?
I can't hear you.
No, I'm thinking myself. I'm trying to think.
You're doing great, by the way.
Wait, am I a hunter?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Why would I kill animals if I could talk to them? Sad.
We did say you're like kind of good, kind of bad. It's a little ambiguous.
Oh wait.
Why don't you come back?
Could I? Yeah. That's I don't know where to smoke that. Wait.
No, I mean like right here.
Where? Right in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll try and project. Was I able to speak with them before I started killing them?
Yes.
Oh, God, I'm an asshole.
You know, I want to tell you that as human beings, we kill a lot of people that we can talk to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Animals. Okay. Did the animals deserve it?
Yes.
Wait, if I kind of had a family, was my family killed by animals?
Yes. You're close. So what do you think is going on here?
What's going on here? It sounds like I'm getting revenge. I don't know where to go.
You're so close to figure like you're almost done.
Like,
There's like only really 1 or 2 more things that we planned. Yeah.
do I learn some kind of lesson from all this?
Yes. What do you think the lesson is? I can't believe he's just like. What's the lesson from all this? From killing these animals that hurt your family?
I'm killing some
That you can talk to.
It's like, where do I go?
What's the lesson?
Leon, I said come over here.
Okay. But it's like I'm gonna look at the fire.
Why?
Because I'm drawn to it.
You really are.
It's following you. Yeah, the fire is following you.
What's the lesson, Leon? The lesson.
Listen, I don't know. Wait.
Stop looking at the fire.
Okay, it's a funny thing.
I think you should be allowed to look at fire. This is sad and bogus that we're not letting him look at fire. To meditate on the story.
Was it a bear that killed my family? Okay, was it more than one type of animal that killed or that hurt my family? Was it really the animals that hurt my family?
What's the lesson, Leon? What can you learn from all of this?
I don't know
What's the moral of your story?
what's the moral of my story.
This is it. Yeah.
I'm having difficulty remembering what my story was. Was I tricked by other people into killing the animals?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was tricked by other people into killing the animals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the lesson?
What's the lesson?
Why don't you put your stories together so far?
He
Okay.
doesn't remember.
So I'm a guy living in the woods. Yeah.
Kind of having your powers.
I was gonna say I believed my family to be harmed by animals, but truly I was tricked into it by people.
Talk to me.
I can talk. What's
No,
that?
I don't
dude?
like you.
Oh, did I ask the animals what really happened?
Yes.
Yes.
Crap, what would they tell me? Like I feel like I'm going somewhere, but not really.
You are. What's the lesson?
What's the lesson? You need to be more in touch with nature.
No.
More in touch with something, I guess. You seem kind of excited for a second.
Wait, what?
I was tricked.
Should we tell him?
No, let him
Okay,
figure
okay.
it out.
One more minute.
One more
Why
minute.
don't you have like 2 more questions? Yeah, 2 more questions.
If it's only yes or no questions, I need to think of something. Okay.
Think about the different types of lessons.
There's so many
Or
lessons.
think about how you were able to get tricked.
All I can think is the hero's journey or the hero's adventure because of Mr. Bro.
Who tricked you into thinking?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think because I got to think about who could have tricked me.
Maybe if you ask.
So were the people that tricked me bad people?
No.
No. Why? But they did that. To teach you a lesson.
Maybe it was unintentional.
Intention. How do I kind of? Were the people who tricked me mistaken?
Yes.
Yes. Do I know the people who told me my family was hurt by animals?
Yes.
Yes. Were they in my family?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Sister wife too.
You were crying.
I'm laughing.
I can't believe you've gotten this deep.
I mean, I want to go all the way, but wait.
You're almost there.
Just think about the lessons that
Lesson.
you could learn from the story.
From that story.
Ace off school.
Not so specifically. I mean, what lessons are there to learn? Was it a lesson about nature?
You already asked me.
I didn't ask that.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't remember that.
No, it's not.
Was
about
it a lesson
nature.
about trust?
Yes.
Okay. Be careful who I trust.
Yes! Yay! Okay, Leon, come up here with me for a second. I want to tell you a little bit more about what you were doing. First of all, thank you for being an enthusiastic participant in this game. So like I said, this game is called Fantasy Adventure.
Okay.
And the way it works is every time you asked a question, if it ended with a consonant, we would say yes. If it ended with a vowel, we would say no.
Oh, God.
And if it was with a Y, we would say, kind of. So like, was they part of my family? Kind of. Was I a white guy still? Kind of. So none of this was real. This was all a product of your imagination. And thank you for being a participant in Fantasy Adventure.
A round of applause.
Take a bow.
Unfortunately, the one thing about fantasy adventure is you can only play once, and then you can never. So thank you all of you for being in the audience role of fantasy adventure. I got to play this game. People were like, Eric, he'll get into it. And I think my story, it was like a Terminator 3 robot apocalypse, and I had to like destroy the robot queen or something. It was nuts.
Wait, so the only way I would have won is if I ended my sentence the right way, or
there's no winning.
There's
no winning.
That's why we kept telling you to like ask too many questions.
Yeah.
It's only over if you end with the.
Okay, that's. Damn, I just played myself.
So thank you, Leon. You can take a seat. Is that your guitar there?
That's on there, yes.
Yeah. Can I play a song?
Absolutely. I was hoping you were somebody who knows how to play properly.
I wrote a song which is really good for.
I can't see.
Is it in tune?
Leon, is it in tune?
If not, there should be a tuner in the bag.
Tuna. I love fish.
Just like daily on your backpack in front of me. I hate my back.
Where's your tuna?
It should be in like the little pouch in the front.
Because I keep sliding off the thing.
It should be.
Sorry.
I know my forehead booming, I know that.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Why does he sound like he's so far away?
All right. So. So I want to sing y'all a song. And I wrote this song for a friend who used to work here. Sometimes I modify it a little bit for groups, but I'm going to sing it like I wrote. It's for my buddy Derek. And Derek was a Nature Bridge educator here for 7 years, which is a really long time. You know, most people work here for 2 years and then leave. I'm finishing up my second year. I'm coming back for round 3. I mean, I really love this place. And Derek was like, he loved living here, and he was just so full of joy. So I wrote him this song, and I like singing it when I run Campfire for groups that I think have that little special bit of something. And I'm glad you brought this guitar, because I can't play it on banjo. I can only play it when I'm playing guitar. So I hope you like it. I'm not a great singer, but I'm going to do my best for you. This canyon holds the memories of the good times that we've shared. It knows of our adventures through rocks and sand and air. And though you are a leaving, don't let that get you down, 'cause the stories that we'll share of you will echo through this town. So quit your weary crying, friends, don't make me tell you why. It's not a time for sorrow, but for joy. So join me now, shout to the sky. And that's a really good time for like a wolf howl or something, and give a proper mountain town goodbye. Don't forget that skinny dipping is good for your health, and watching rivers raging is a different kind of wealth. So heed now my counsel and take my advice. Embrace that which comes for you, and you'll find paradise. So quit your weary crying, friends, don't make me tell you why. It's not a time for sorrow, but for joy. So join me now, shout to the sky, and give a proper mountain town goodbye. We've thrown chips around the table and played our games of chess. My social life without you, it will surely be a mess. The love that you have given us, there's no way we deserve. We'll spread it out and hold some close for when life throws a curve. So quit your weary crying, friends, don't make me tell you why. It's not a time for sorrow, but for joy. So join me now, shout to the sky, sky there is, and give a proper mountain town goodbye. John Denver had some things to say about moseying along, and he knew as well as I do that there's too much for one song. Just know there's always space for you in my humble shack. We all look forward to the day that you'll be coming back. So quit your weary crying, friends, don't make me tell you why. It's not a time for sorrow, but for joy. So join me now, shout to the sky, and give a proper mountain town goodbye. One more time. So join me now, shout to the sky, and give a proper mountain town goodbye. Well, friends, it was a pleasure having you here. Thanks for letting me use the guitar. I hope that in some way you gained something from this journey out all the way from Southern California up here to Yosemite National Park. And kind of like we talked about with Sylvia earlier, don't let this be the end of your journey. You know, whether it's Yosemite, whether it's somewhere else. Like I saw in every single person that was hiking with us here, a little bit of something special walking through the woods that I don't see in every young person that comes to visit us here. So you can always tap into whatever it is that you got out of this place by heading out to a local park, or if you're lucky enough to be able to do so, to a national park or the forests up in the mountains, and get out there once in a while. It's good for you. So friends, with that, on behalf of Nature Bridge, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you for coming and visiting us here, and wish you a solemn farewell and good night. And on your way out, if you would do me the kindness of dumping what's ever left of your water bottle on the fire, that way we can extinguish our fire, and hope I'll see y'all out there somewhere.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I didn't say this earlier, but we all came out here, right? We spent 3-4 days together. Just remember, when you take this back into the classroom, and then you guys are graduating in June, you go off into the world and be your own people, hold on to this, because these places like these are the ones that are at stake. Like, it kind of seems like the stuff that we talk about is far away and doesn't really affect you in the city and whatnot, but these are the things that can be lost if we don't care. Yeah. So don't forget this, but also don't forget the human experience. Can I sing a song for you guys? Psych!